Thanks, David. So we're asked to go back. We're now moved on to 1.2. We're asked to go back and look at now at the painting and what's different from the painting that Titian painted with the story. There is a slight differences.
One guess is in his script as his pen talk to the women, even though I don't know the pen. Serpent.
The serpent.
Serpent.
Anyone like I believe a serpent is a snake. It's just like, a snake. Yeah. So it's a serpent. And that's, and we find later on that God said to the serpent, you will go on your belly, you will crawl on your belly from now on. We know that snakes crawl along the ground. Yeah, so it wasn't a small child, it was a serpent who tempted Eve. Yeah. Anything else? The leaves. What were the leaves that they used to cover their bodies after they found they were naked? That's right. Fig leaves. It says they sewed the leaves together. And so before they ate the fruit of the tree, they didn't have leaves there. But very often the painters who painted these paintings a long, long time ago would try to tell the whole story in the one painting. And often it was people in those 500 years ago, 400 years ago, people couldn't read. They couldn't read the Bible, and so they would look at the paintings and that would help them to remember the stories that were in the Bible. So not always these paintings are totally, because it includes all the events, all the important parts of the story. So, good. Any other questions? Oh, the last question, 1.2 What is Adam trying to signal to Eve? Any idea? Before she ate the fruit and gave the fruit to Adam to eat. It doesn't say, no, it doesn't say, that's right, in verse 6 and 7 it doesn't say. But obviously this painter thinks that Adam would have said, stop! I think he might have said, we've been told not to eat that, should we eat it? But Adam just, my wife tells me to do it, I'll do it. Yes, that's right. Okay. Right, let's move on. If there's no other questions, we'll move on. What we have to do next is 2.2. Over the page. Where do you find these? And I know that Jenny mentioned the first one, the sweat of your brow. Where do you find it in the reading? 19, yeah. By the sweat of your brow you will eat your food. Now, whereabouts the brow? Whereabouts is the brow in the body? Where? Yeah. Your forehead. Yes, your forehead or your brow. This is your eyebrows.
Because if you're ever digging in the garden hard, then you get sweat up here, don't you? Yeah.
Yes. So it's talking about working very, very hard. Toiling hard and finding something really difficult. Putting a lot of energy into working. Working so hard that you become very sweaty. Be ashes to ashes and dust to us dust. Where would you find that in the reading? the actual word ashes to ashes, dust, that's not there, but it's mentioned near the end.
You are.
Yeah. Yeah. For dust you are, and to dust you will return. And because we believe, if you read, this is in fact Genesis chapter 3, if you go back to the very beginning in Genesis chapter 1 and read through the creation story, man was created by God from the dust of the ground. The Lord used the dust of the ground to create man. And so what do you think that means? Dust to dust, ashes to ashes, dust to dust.
Resist. R-E-S-I-S-T.
Resist.
Just like when you computer dumped and you type the power button, try to open it.
Reset.
Reset.
Yeah. We in fact use this when people are being buried or after they died in special service. The minister always says this. So it's reminding that when people die, we will eventually turn to dust, the human bodies.
Not a very nice thought, is it?
No. Let's move on. See, forbidden fruit. Again, these two words aren't actually found in the story, but where do you find forbidden fruit? Because you mentioned forbidden before, dear. See at the beginning. You mustn't eat fruit from the tree, yeah, that's at the end of verse 3. You must not eat fruit from the tree. It's forbidden, and it's also mentioned at the end in verse 17. When the Lord said to Adam, I commanded you, you must not eat it. So forbidden means mustn't do it. It's not allowed, it's forbidden.
And there is an idiom in the English language of that is forbidden fruit. That's a terminology that we use, that is forbidden fruit, meaning you shouldn't do that or you shouldn't take that.
Garden of Eden. On to the next one, D. Garden of Eden. Again, the story doesn't actually, I don't think it actually mentions it in this part of the story. Just a garden. If you read the Bible a little bit earlier than this, I think it tells you that it is Eden. The garden was found in a place called Eden, which is believed, I think, somewhere to be around about Iraq.
Iraq, yes.
Yeah, kind of Middle East.
Modern day Iraq. That's
Modern
the
day
Garden
Iraq.
of Eden.
We don't know for certain. It's somewhere around about there.
Between the Tigris and Euphrates rivers.
Yes, the Garden of Eden. So, we sometimes use the word Garden of Eden. What do you think we have in our mind when we talk about the Garden of Eden?
Paradise.
Yeah, paradise. Good.
Yeah, a perfect place, yes.
Very good.
Yeah. And the last one, the cool of the day. Where do you find that? The cool of the day. Yeah. The Lord was walking in the garden in the cool of the day. When is the cool of the day? What time of day would you think that would be? When it is cool? I know at this time of year it's cool all the time, but
Morning or evening.
yeah.
I think it's meant evening here after the sun has maybe gone down and it's getting colder in the evening.
And it's a time to relax and a time to go and visit your friends when it's pleasant, because it's been very hot during the day, especially maybe in this part of the world, and you may, near some parts, when you're at home in the summertime, it can be very, very hot. It's only when it gets cool that you want to visit people. So the cool of the day. Right, we'll move on to 2.3. Link the phrases on the left to their meanings on the right. Just 3 phrases. I've known him since Adam, Adam's apple, and son of Adam. And there's 3 possible meanings. I have known him since Adam's not your voice box. I've known him since Adam means
Remember, Adam was
Well,
the
links
first
up
man
with the
created.
world inside on the right hand side. Which one links up with ignorance and
Mm.
Third one, yeah?
yeah,
That's
a long time ago, because Adam was one of the first man, so it's a long time ago. Yeah, Adam's apple.
Voice box, yeah.
Yeah, voice box. Yes. You can feel it. It's usually bigger in men than women because they've got deeper voices than us women. Yeah. And son of Adam.
Mankind in
Mankind
general.
in general, yes. Mankind in general.
Everyone. You're all sons of Adam
Yeah.
Sorry, what's the meaning of the?
and daughters.
What's the meaning of a steak out? Steak out.
Where? A voice box that sticks out. I said you could feel it
Adam.
more. I can see your Adam's apple. It's your voice box. It's not an
Sticks
apple.
out.
Yes.
It's as if an apple was stuck in your throat.
That's it.
So
Yeah.
making that shape.
It's called an apple and Adam's apple.
Yeah. It does seem a strange
What do you
term.
call it in Chinese?
Hold
That's-
it. Hold it.
Okay.
Yeah. Right. Let's go through some of the story, and if there's any words you're not sure of, we will cover that. Let's go to the very beginning of the story before we go through the literacy and things. The first verse, the serpent was more crafty than any of the wild animals. More crafty. What does it mean to be crafty? Yeah?
Clever, yeah.
Yeah. But not clever in a nice way, clever in a bad way. Yes. Cunning, deceptive, horrible. Yeah. Crafty. Right. We've gone on to forbidden fruit. Right.
So you already described fox as
Fox, yeah. Crafty or sly is what sly fox.
Yeah.
Same sort of meaning, yeah.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah. Can we get down to verse 4 if there's no other things you want to talk about? Verse 4, the serpent said to the woman, "You will not surely die." What does that mean? Said the serpent to the woman. But God knows that when you eat of it, your eyes will be opened and you'll be like God, knowing good and evil. You will not surely die, says the serpent. Would you know? Yes?
You don't know what will truly happen.
Yeah. You don't know. Yeah. He's putting in a wee bit of doubt, you know.
Because God had said that they would die.
Yes,
He's
that's right.
contradicting that, saying
Yeah.
surely you won't die.
Yeah. When we use this word surely, if someone's telling us something and we don't believe, we say, surely not. That can't be true. So that's how we use surely. Surely it won't happen. So here the serpent is bringing in a bit of doubt and saying, well, is that really true? Yeah. Any other words you're not sure of? Verse 14, I mentioned that the Lord said that the serpent would crawl on his belly. What does he mean to crawl?
What?